Okay folks, welcome back to the channel. So we've had the upgrade to 2.2.1. There's been a lot of noise around this, like there is every 3 months with these core upgrades. The reason why is they're over perceived for what they really are, and all it is just a bunch of bug fixes, and everybody's going to be sit there and they'll say to themselves, well, what now? Well, nothing. Okay, they put up their spend proposals again, they get paid their spend proposals, and you don't hear from them until about 2 to 3 weeks from the next spend proposals. You'll get a software upgrade again like this, and you'll go, well, what's next, Jay? And I'll go to you, and the same thing again. And you're going to go, that's crazy. And I'm going to go, welcome to LUNC. It's one of those things now where we've got to make a stand as a community. I'm working ever so hard behind the scenes with Strathcole, working on all of this L2 stuff. L2 development is more important than anything right now. We've got a huge L1 team we simply just don't need. We're overpaying people. We've got people wandering around the office doing nothing. We've got other people, having 4-hour lunch breaks. It's just not working. We're simply paying builders to loaf around, maybe build the house, and then ask for more money because they spent all their money and they still need to keep developing that building. So this whole dream that we've been sold of parity and core upgrades and doing all of these different things, nothing changes. Okay, nothing has been upgraded that is going to suddenly make us go to $1. Okay, nothing's going to suddenly send us to the moon because the L1 team have done an upgrade. It's just not going to happen. We need L2 development teams to start bringing on-ramps, off-ramps, all of the different things. For example, the United Vision is built up with mostly L2 stuff, and L2s, if you get a good L2 developer, they can do both L1 and L2. We've been sold this idea that there's not many developers around. There's not many good, honest souls that want to get involved in this blockchain and stuff like that. And I believe it's down to the bad actors of the chain constantly barking at these sort of people, and then also people who are just here for a paycheck. And we've seen that time and time again where these lead developers have just abandoned this chain to go off and make their own chain. So as much as people sit there and think that there's no developers out there that could fill the gap, there is. All right, but we've never looked as a community. We've never put our foot down and simply said, no, let's get a second opinion. Let's wait an extra 2 weeks. Let's do this correctly. We've never done that. We've never walked this route. And all of these spend proposals that are going to be coming up, they're going to be working so hard behind the scenes to go and convince every validator that the work has to continue. But we just can't afford it. There's just not enough. For example, if a team was taking 500 million LUNC last spend quarter, that is now around 800 million LUNC rounded up. Okay, so they're asking for even more this time. So what we need to understand as a community is if there is options to cut costs, that's what we need to support. That's what validators should support in theory. Does that mean they're going to do that? No, because there's probably palms being greased behind scenes. You've got the L1 team and Hexagon, which are really good friends with each other. It's very buddy-buddy, and everybody's getting paid a good check. So all of them are going to work very hard to ensure that those paychecks keep coming. The chain stays in a situation where it can't develop, and it's just literally getting sucked for everything it's got time and time again. And the only people prospering are these developers who are just merely doing bug fixes, updates. They all know the chain's dying. They all know that there's huge funding issues, and without liquidating nearly 6 million USTC back into the market, you've got nowhere even close to funding 2 teams, right? Let alone 3 teams. So this whole idea of a core upgrade is going to push us to $1 and everything's going to be rainbows and unicorns. No, it's not. And if we keep going with this attitude that just because the mass media are saying, oh, the price is poised to jump because it's done this, that, and the other, and they've done some bug fixes. It's not. Okay, we need to be mature about this. We need to take the issues head on, like we always have here on this channel and in the HCC community and walk the path which is most direct. Because if we can address all of these idiotic things we continue to keep doing, we can correct them and we can stop making the same mistake. We can stop doing the insanity thing and we can stop repeating this bitter process which leads to the same thing every month. A core upgrade, then more spend proposals. We're not getting anywhere. We've looked at the price chart. We've zoomed out. We've done the charting. We've aligned the dates to everything. The only people prospering in this situation right now is the developers. That's why we need the paid per milestone system. We need this stuff under control. We need it done better. None of these developers are working 24 hours a day, every day on this blockchain. They're not. They're developing on other chains like Docs Chain, Entropy. It's gotten ridiculous now that they must have some kind of like secret club behind the scenes, which is like, we must control LUNC at all costs. We must keep it running on the spot at all costs. I did a video the other day and stated in that video I would then be going to put a proposal up. Didn't even have a chance to put that proposal up. Clearly, you know, Hexagon's new marketing PR person, who's going to go unnamed, they know who they are, has obviously listened to my video and gone, oh, I'm going to do that. Instead of just allowing me to do what I said I was going to do and be polite about it, they went behind my back and just put it up themselves because they knew that it would bring them some sense of, oh, you know, we're here for the community. And like I said, it's the same thing. You get two months, 2 weeks of absolute garbage, and then we get fed the same thing, a core update. They start acting like they're playing ball. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah, no, we will listen to the community. Oh, governance is law. It's the same thing all the time and it has to stop. I personally would rather see a fresh group of people come in, right? If people are just wanting to be paid a paycheck and be given work to do, that's perfect for us as a community. And that's actually what we need. We, as a community, all got involved in Lunar Classic because it's supposed to be a community-owned coin where decentralized decisions through governance are what decides the future of things, not a group of developers who are getting paid. It doesn't work like that. It's never worked like that. But ever since LBA's gone and left us with this dreadful L1 team, that seems to be the thing. And it's the same thing. Governance isn't law, but spend proposals are. Software upgrade proposals are. Those are law, but text proposals aren't. All right. Where does this all stop? It doesn't. These people are going to continue to bend the rules. They're going to continue to bend the regulations, and they're going to continue to make centralized decisions without speaking to the community or even acknowledging that we exist. There's a very condescending attitude that the community don't know anything and they shouldn't have any decisions in anything whatsoever. And that's just not the case. If people start, because ultimately we've done nothing wrong here, right? We've followed all of the correct paths. We've gone through governance. We've not just developed something and put it straight into play. We've gone and walked the right routes. And it just seems like the good people do the good stuff. They get nothing. The bad actors do the bad stuff and we're paying them paychecks. So I think it's all got to stop. For me, all of the next spend proposals are going to be a big fat no, because what I want to see is the paid per milestone contract system, like many others, put into place. I want to see the developers at some point, if you're getting paid, I believe we have a right to have you doxed. If the blockchain's got to pay for it, then we've got to pay for it. The optional thing is obviously something where I met in the middle, and it's always important to meet in the middle. My own personal opinion is, if you're a paid developer on this blockchain, we should have your information, because if you pull a rug pull and you do a Houdini like the person did with Terra, we're done. And the police are just going to go, it's DeFi. There's nothing we can do whatsoever. But something I have learned is that you can pull a $9 million rug and you can relaunch. You can still have your community there and you can still get the support, and people just act as if it doesn't exist. Whereas if that was, for example, you know, like a village in your local community and someone had scammed that village out of $9 million, it would be a total different, it would be all over the news. You'd be the worst person in the world that scammed a community out of $9 million. But we don't see that. And it's kind of this idea that a lot of stuff just gets forgotten to time. New people come in. The people that were hanging around, they've been absolutely destroyed by something. So they leave. They don't pass on the information. We end up with a new batch of people. They don't really know much. They're new to the scene. They heard it might go to $1, and it's a risky play for them. And then we're back at square one. We've got new fresh holders. They don't know anything, and things tend to get forgotten. Change has to come in a form, and I believe from this community, to stand strong. You know, if your validators simply just saying yes to all of the different spend proposals, they've not even done the most basic thing and gone, can we even afford this? You know, so we go, can we even afford this? We're simply just children in a candy shop, and we spend all of our money every 3 months, and we hope for the best and hope and pray that these people who keep betraying the chain, keep messing things up, keep avoiding governance, keep making centralized decisions, and we keep paying them. You know, it's all got to stop. It really does have to stop, because for all intent and purposes, currently, we just have this much LUNC. Because if you go and ask the USTC quant team, are you going to take USTC as payment? I assure you, they're going to say to you, no, and nobody should be touching that USTC because it will dump the price. And those coins will get flooded back into the market. It means more coins that they've got. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when all of these different spend proposals go up, and how all of the different people react. There's talks of a reverse split again. I'm going to be doing a video as to why reverse splits are bad, where they come from, what's the origin story behind them. But I thought this was really important for everybody to sort of know that this whole idea of what's next is the same thing we've had for the past 3 quarters. Okay? We pay them. You hear nothing from them. They do what they want. They centralize decisions, and then they put a software upgrade out 2 weeks before the next spend quarter. They put up for a spending prop. They get funded again, and we repeat that process all over again for 3 months, and they can't be held accountable again for another 3 months. This is why it has to stop now. This is why validators need to listen to their community. Fair enough. If you want to continue this process, that's totally up to you, but I don't. That's my own opinion. Let me know what you folks think. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.